you have an opinion that commercial space is going to be more needed in the future, and a little bit about why that is. Could you break that down for me again and walk us through why you think commercial space is going to be more needed in the future?
Yeah. So, I mean, to go 1,000-foot overview, right? Start very high level. What are some universal truths about humans? We like interaction. We're social beings. We're social creatures. We like interacting with other people. So what does that mean? It means we're going to want to go out and do things and meet people, right? We're never going to be 100% virtual community ever, regardless of how good the technology gets. So that means that places like restaurants and bars and places where people meet will always have value, will always be there. Okay. So now, what that means is you want to target those specific areas for the long term, because as long as people are going to be going there and meeting up, you want to make it convenient for the patient and you want them to be able to see that, right? And so what is also driving up the demand for commercial real estate right now is the fact that, so we did something in 2020 when we switched to e-commerce because of COVID, where we went from a lot of, in-person retail sales to e-commerce, direct shipping, door-to-door kind of services. And so that seems like from the surface level, okay, we're going to actually decreasing the amount of real estate because everybody's going online. Well, that's actually not true. Because of the amount of supply chains that are involved, you actually have an increased demand on that commercial real estate that's taking up more spaces. And so what you're seeing is like the industrial and warehousing real estate just blew up last year, right? You saw a huge demand for that. Amazon was taking over like so many warehouses, and they were building new places and all that kind of stuff. And so you did get hit in those D grade and those C grade retail markets. Like the guys kind of like in the lower end, like a lot of those guys, they weren't great locations to begin with. Some of their tenants fell behind and then they had to close. But what happened is industrial real estate was so expensive that the C and D grade retail now became affordable for them, and they would come and gobble those up. Like some malls that went out of business turn into warehousing centers. And so you're seeing the increase, those increases offsetting the different places that are getting less demand. And then on top of that, a lot of companies are wanting to do their own kind of in-house, e-commerce retail things where you have drive up, you have drive through. So you're going to have these single standing buildings like Lululemon as an example, where they can do their own e-commerce fulfillment, where people will bring stuff, drop it off and leave, or they'll pick it up, right? And that means you're going to have your own parking. It means you're going to have more space, right? And so all these things are increasing the demand of commercial real estate.
Yeah, no, so in Southern California, what we're seeing is the pop-up of what they're called ghost kitchens is what they're calling them. And what they are is they come in, they get a commercial building, they build a full industrial kitchen in there. They only post it. You can't walk up and order food and there's no seating. You can only have Uber Eats come in and pick it up. And that's their whole business model. It's all built around Uber Eats and all of those. And so in my head, I'm like, oh, Uber Eats is going to take business away, but what it's actually doing is creating new verticals and putting stress on those commercial properties like what you just talked about. So yeah, I'm seeing that across the board, and it's very, very interesting, and I really enjoy that topic.